What's up, y'all? I'm Cleöcrt. I'm with Silver Rise, and we are already rolling.
Yeah.
We already rolling.
We already rolling.
This was a great interview. This is legendary.
Yeah, and it's that dope and we just rolling, nigga. Yeah, and it's that dope and we just rolling. And it's that dope and we just rolling, nigga. Yeah, and it's that dope and we just rolling. Yeah, it's that dope and we just rolling, nigga. Yeah, it's the dope and we just rolling. Yeah, it's the dope and we just rolling, nigga. Yeah, it's the dope and we just.
You adding all of this value to this $2 bill. I love it. What do I want to sign?
We already rolling. I am off camera, and y'all know what time it is. This is a very exclusive, dope ass interview that I got right here. I'm in the presence of
Cleöcrt.
Yes. How you doing today?
I'm good, and yourself?
I'm good. I can't complain. I do have to give you kudos for giving me the opportunity to speak to you. Seriously, this is probably the first on location interview I had in a couple of months. So thank you for getting me out the house. You know what I'm saying? So how have you been, first and foremost? How's life treating you?
Honestly, I'm going to say life has been treating me well. I cannot complain too much. You know, every day has its ups and downs, but I think overall I've been progressing and doing things that are aiding towards a brighter future for myself and like generations to come, my friends and shit. So life is doing good right now. I mean, the weather could be better.
Talk that talk, really.
Outside of that, yeah, I'm pretty blessed right now.
Well, that's good. I been doing the research on Miss Court. Can I call you Miss Cleöcrt, or we want to call you Miss C, Miss Court? What's your analysis or alias, as they say nowadays?
Honestly, I don't have one. I just go by my first name, Cleöcrt.
That's actually your first name?
Yep.
That's dope as hell.
That's my first name.
Word.
That's why I'm like so big on people using it, because they like often want to shorten it. I'm like, that's.
Oh no, I'm gonna use it then. I'm not gonna disrespect it.
Thank you.
Can I ask you? Did you ever ask your parents how they came up with the name?
I know exactly how my dad came up with my name.
Listening.
Yeah. So my birthday is August 3rd. My dad was very intentional with having a daughter whose name meant something, because we believe in my culture names hold so much weight and power. So like Cleöcrt is a derivative from Cleopatra. I'm a Leo. My dad wanted me to really embark on that Leo energy. Like I can literally break it all down for you. So like the C in my name is because I'm born on August 3rd. That's the third letter in the alphabet. The Leo is literally for Leo. Mm-hmm. And court is it means to rule over a domain or many domains. So that's literally the translation of my name.
Powerful.
And my dad always was like, you know, if she's going to do something, it's going to be art, and she's going to be the greatest at what she does. And I like to think that what I do specifically is create sexy music, like really high feminine energy music.
I can hear it.
So I always put my all into whatever I do, and I'm really big on performance. So I like to think of my name like, you know, an affirmation of like, this is my shit, like I'm gonna do this. So that's kind of how they came to it. It's a way bigger story than that, but to keep it simple for camera.
Well, hey, I'm gonna be 100 with you, Miss Cleöcrt. Dog, this is your interview. Talk your shit. I'm intrigued because I didn't know this. Are y'all Rastafarian?
I'm not actually. Technically, who are, but I am not. And they're like second, third cousins type stuff.
Respect.
I'm actually Kemet.
Okay.
I don't tell a lot of people that because followed up is a lot of questions. You are free to ask questions.
Okay.
But I'm Kemet, and that's like an indigenous culture. If you know anything about Kemet.
A little bit, but I'm very open to being educated as well.
Well, Kemet, that's a long history there. Kemet is actually what Egypt was before colonization.
Respect.
But it's still a very much alive thing. It's actually indigenous to the Americas, it's like a weird history behind it that a lot of people don't know. But there are people in our families who are specifically in charge of making sure shit doesn't get forgotten. So like they write it all in a book. So it's like I got this book to refer back to where like I listen to my ancestors, like my living ancestors' stories and stuff. So yeah, I'm Kemet.
Respect.
Yeah.
Dope. And I'm definitely gonna do more Googles on this once I get home, because now I've got so much stuff to learn. Mm-hmm. Okay, tell me about the beginning of your music career. What was the kick through the door moment for you to be like, okay, I actually am good at this. I really like doing this?
Honestly, so when I was 5 years old, I've always been in choir. I I've always been singing. My dad used to sing to my mom's stomach when she was pregnant with me. So music is like really deeply rooted for me. It keeps me grounded, I feel. I used to be in this big choir. I did an Adele solo. I sing Rollin in the Deep, and I got like a standing ovation. And because my voice is so soft, and you know, you can imagine me being a child and being softer, I sang like really soulfully, and they weren't expecting that, and it made the news. And after receiving that standing ovation, I was like, I had a little moment of like just a little cockiness. I was like, oh shit,
Yeah,
I kind of like this.
yeah, talk your shit.
But I always had stage fright. Actually, up until last year, I had stage fright.
Really?
But I've always loved being on stage. Like that was like, it feels like my arena, my court.
Yeah.
So, but back then is when I was like, Daddy, I want to sing, and my daddy would do stuff to like make sure that I had all of that. I lost my dad when I was young as well, but he would do stuff to make sure that I like was able to focus on singing, but I still have to go to school and stuff. So I didn't take doing music. I couldn't take it as serious as I wanted to until I got out of high school.
Yeah.
Because I had the time. I think the moment though of recently where I was like, this is really what I feel like I'm meant to do, is I went down to Miami to perform, and the love that I received down there, like I received love in Cincinnati, so I love Cincinnati.
Yeah.
But the love that I received in Miami was like, they looked at me like some type of deity, I'll say.
Wow.
And I've never been one for like praise. Like I don't have a praise kink, I don't think. But it was just nice to like be appreciated for what I was giving.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, I can't really let this shit go. Like performing brings me joy. Like it does something. I feel like I'm literally having a spiritual orgasm. So
Okay.
I love to perform.
I like how honest you are in your music and open you are, because just being for real, you're the first person that I talked to on the show that had the genre of just being for real, the sex appeal, the confidence, the beat selection. You remind me of Solange in a sense when it comes to certain songs. Orbit is one I can remember off my head, not even looking at my notes. And if I look at my notes, Silky is actually one of my other ones that I fuck with what you doing on that. You really talk your shit on there when it comes to just being for real, open and honest with this womanhood empowerment. And that's really kind of another reasons why I want to talk to you today, because you know the month that we are in, Women History Month, and then just being for real, I want to encourage women to kind of be more like you in a sense, to be like, just sorry to say it, I'm very blunt. How dudes be holding their nuts and talking their stuff in songs, women got the same opportunity and the right to do the same thing. What was that for you? Like, what was your thing to make you be like, okay, I'm not gonna just rap or sing like how all these other girls are singing. I'm gonna let y'all know, hey, yeah, this thing popping. You feel me? Like, all right, what was it for you?
I'm glad you asked that. So that's actually a very like driving force in my music. Growing up, I had a mother who, you know, I had family who were Christian, and they were like very endowed in Christianity.
Yeah.
I, however, was always an artist, and you know, artists like we don't really get along with religion because it's restricted. I can't be restricted.
Respect.
As a woman, and you know, growing up a girl, I was always restricted with my sexuality. I was never able to explore it. I wasn't able to like boys, you know, stuff like that, because it was like I didn't want to be seen as fast.
Yeah.
Hell, I couldn't even wear red. Because,
Damn.
you know, the connotation that red has with it is like, oh, you're looking for attention. And then black women are already painted with like this fast aesthetic about them.
Real
Like,
talk.
you're doing stuff to be fast. So fun fact, I only get my nails red just because it's like a fuck you. It's like that.
I'm looking at you like, damn, you're literally in more red now that I'm seeing.
Because it's like, I had to learn to embrace this stuff. But, so growing up, like I said, I wasn't allowed to embark on those feelings. And for me, I've always felt sex was natural. I never understood why it was taboo. Like, you know, all of us are here through sex.
Facts. Talk your shit.
It's a beautiful act. It's a spiritual act. It's intimacy. And I'm big on intimacy. I love intimacy, like deep conversations, whatever is intimate, listening to music together, eye contact, and sexual activity. And I never want women to feel ashamed of that, because, you know, we got these women who do talk more raunchier, like popping my coochie like this and the other. And to me, that's not a problem because it's theirs to talk about. But I don't like how I hear people shaming them for it, because like it's their experience to talk about. And I really want to usher women into specifically this divine feminine era where it's like you understand the sexual energy you harness. And it's truly a weapon. Like, I mean, it's beautiful. What I've learned about myself, like I can walk into a room and be confident in myself, owning my sexual energy and just like that, I attract so much more than trying to be reserved and like follow America's rules or society's rules of, you know, be a lady and be conservative. Because I'm very much a lady, but also I'm not afraid to be more than that.
Exactly.
So I just want people to understand that these things are not opposites. Like, you can be all there is to be a woman and still be very sexual. I think that's natural. It's the most natural thing there is.
It is. And it's so funny you saying that. I can double that. Like, I honestly said the same thing, bro. Without sex, where would we be?
Where would we be?
Where would we be?
So yeah, that's a big thing for me. And funny enough, I don't even have sex a lot, but I understand the intimacy and power that it has. So it's something that I cherish. Like, when I do engage in those activities, I make sure it counts type shit. So
since you've been doing music, what has it taught you about yourself?
You asked a lot of good questions.
I'm trying my best.
Music has taught me so much about myself, but honestly, music has taught me so much about others, and learning from others has taught me about myself. So that's what music does for me. When I am, you know, living life, going through experiences, I tend to go write about it because I do make music, and I'll make these songs. Like, for example, I made "We Can Go Somewhere." Yeah. I literally said I want something that's real high energy, real high vibration that I can clean to and make breakfast to. I just want to be able to wash my damn walls while, like, you know, moving out. So I wrote Tonga and "We Can Go Somewhere." And I performed it off of, like, you know, like, hey, y'all, I wrote this song, let me perform it for y'all. And people, like, felt it. And I'm like, what is it about this song that's resonating with y'all? So I went back and listened to my own lyrics, and I'm like, it just taught me about where people were mentally. And it's like, okay, the way that they're receiving these lyrics, the way that I'm singing it to them, what does it say about them? What does it say about me? So I kind of take music like that. For me, music has also taught me about myself that I like to be vulnerable. I love vulnerability. I appreciate honesty. And because I'm not really a judgmental person, and there are still people out there who are judgmental, but what I've learned is, like, when you really make peace with who you are, what you do with yourself, judging people can't, like, people who judge don't really hold no weight on you. So it's allowed me to really embrace that, like, all of my, I don't believe in flaws per se. It's taught me to really embrace myself. And I think that's a beautiful thing, because we all know music is healing, music is moving, music is enchanting, it's, you know, it has power. It's
the universal language.
It is the universal, and I say that all the time, it's the one language we all understand, even if it's just the thumping of a drum. Like, we all understand it. Even if it's not the same language, you know the energy that I'm giving it. So it's really taught me to embrace being me. I was shot down a lot as a kid, like, whether that was through, like, my teachers telling me I was over the top, I'd be in a social butterfly, like, oh, you need to sit down, you look for too much attention. Or my mom saying stuff like, you know, whatever my mom would say, moms, you know, like, get out my face, or like, you need to go simmer down. But it's really taught me to, like, be okay with, like, writing my music. It's like I'm have somebody, my book. So I pour my thoughts into, my book isn't going to tell me to shut up or I'm talking too much. It's going to let me keep writing until I run out of pages, and I'm going to just go buy another book.
You journal a lot?
I do journal a lot. I'm a writer. I'm actually in school for creative writing and sculpture, so I write a lot. But it's just taught me to, like, it's taught me to listen to myself. If I'm feeling something, I go write it down, and I listen to those words that I wrote, and it gives me a clear thought about who I am. So I'm like, I have a lot of clarity on myself, because I'm talking to myself, I'm understanding myself. And with gaining that clarity on myself, it helps me to see other people for who they are. And the more that I see people, the more I see myself. So it's like this whole 360 thing. Like, I see you for all that you're doing and who you are. I don't even know you personally like that. But
she doesn't know me, y'all. I don't know her.
But I know who you are as a person. I know we all, like, people are beautiful, so it's allowing me to appreciate the beauty in me, and then I can reciprocate it times 10.
Oh, that's gonna be real good. That's gonna be real good. No, seriously, I can tell, and I can tell just being free. Your parents did a good job. You literally said your mom and dad probably about 5 times each. Like, you mentioned them 5 times each in the last 10 minutes we've been talking. So I can tell that it really did an impact on your life in a good and bad way. But at the same time, without your parents doing what they were doing, chastising you or criticizing you certain ways, you wouldn't be who you are today.
I wouldn't, and I appreciate everything they did, even the pain. Well, whatever my mom might have done to me mentally, like, it's because she was probably dealing with her own struggles, and I can forgive her for that. Like, I'm not tripping on it because it did make me who I am.
Yeah.
And it's allowed me to see people. Like, I had to see my mom struggle.
Yeah.
Because if I didn't see her struggle to some extent, it would have gave me a rosy, you know, a view of life, and that's just not always.
It ain't always the case.
It ain't always that.
Now, tell me, though, because when I look in your YouTube catalog, I could tell that you were a journalist or you did journal, because most artists that I talk to today, they don't even do descriptions like you do. I'm talking about lyrics, you literally describing what's going on in a video, or you're telling the people why this has been put out. And one had caught me more than anything, and I forgot the actual freestyle, but I got I got it. It was Help Me. That was the song that it kind of like, I connected to it because when I watched the description, it was literally reading you had suicidal thoughts and stuff like that. Am I lying, or is that true?
No, you're absolutely right.
So,
just last year.
Wow.
Yeah.
I actually gotta tell myself, I literally tried to take my own life my junior year of high school. So when I tell you, like, I was not lying, no bullshit, I was damn near about ready to cry on my couch. Like, damn, she really kind of went through the same thing I went through, but it was in a different reason or a different time. Yours was last year, mine was almost 10 years ago. So it's like, one thing is for sure, depression, it's not blind, it's not racist. Tell me, or can you help me out real quick? What guided you to get you out that funk of depression?
So, kind to be cliche, but it's been 3 things that I can count on. I look at all of these things as a form of God. Music, my art, my father. So I don't really believe in like a heaven or hell. I believe in like an ancestral plane. My father, to this day, like literally guides me through things. Like honestly, my little brother, because that's what inspired the album.
Yeah.
For him, it's dedicated. That I looked at him like a son. That's my baby, and to me, that was like the first child I ever had.
Yeah.
I have other younger siblings, but that was my boy.
Yeah.
And losing him, it was like I was grieving as a sister. I was grieving as a mom. It was just a weird. I lost a friend.
Yeah.
I lost a lot that day, and I didn't know what else to do. Because first of all, I found him. I was the one that found him in his room.
Wow.
That's something I can never get that image out of my head.
Oh my goodness.
But the first thing I did was, after crying and trying to get them together, like I'm trying to, I'm trying to bring them back. When I finally, it sank in for a moment that he was gone, I wrote a letter to him. And we ended up having him cremated. So the letter is in our, we have these charms that I brought.
Yeah.
Where it has his ashes and the letter mixed in, and I just wrote him this long letter of what he meant to me. But then I felt like that letter was just not enough, so I went and wrote an album about it. And that album was to work me through my grief, so it discusses my anger. I'm not an angry person, but I had anger during those few months. It discussed my anger, just my sorrows, the false happiness, you got those days where it's like, okay, I'm good today, I'm laughing, and then that guilt, why am I laughing? Why am I enjoying life right now? So I just went through so many different emotions, and I think going through that, losing my brother, humbled me something crazy. Honestly, I felt like I was on top of the world because I'm one of those people that's like, I don't care what's going on in my life, I got my family. And I think about that to this day, I don't care what's going on, I got my little sister to come back home to, I got a future husband I'm gonna come back home to. I got kids in the future. That's how I've always thought. But losing him was like, damn. I just lost what I identified.
And
as
that was
my
probably
world.
your ace.
And it was. He was, and he still is to this day. I still be like, what would my little brother do? The what would Jesus do?
Yeah.
So what got me out of that was, one, like I said, my music. My music has truly saved me. The art form. I think of art as literally like a demigod. I think of art as really as a god. My father, because I know that I could feel his presence. Whenever I wrote my songs, it was like this overwhelming presence of, you got this, you can make it. I got to the song called Lonely and Overwhelmed, or To the End of the Night and Overwhelmed. And those 2 songs I was actually in the midst of, I was about to kill myself. I had already wrote my suicide letters to anybody that meant something to me. And they were very detailed letters. I spent the whole day working on them. And then I wrote these 2 songs. And after I got done writing Overwhelmed, I felt like this strong hold on my arm. That was like, you better not. I'm pretty sure it was my father, because he's like, I could just remember the words. It felt like God was speaking to me. I was like, hey, you better not do this.
Yeah.
Somebody got to hear these songs.
Mm-hmm.
And in my head, I'm like, but they're not even mixed well, because I recorded all of it on my phone, but because I wanted it to be that intimate. I didn't want to go to the studio. And I was like, but it's not, it don't even sound good. Nobody's going to relate. It's not going to, like, nobody's going to get it. It's just for me. I'm not even going to put it out. And I just felt that tug and was like, you better not do nothing to yourself tonight. And I'm like, okay, I'll give myself another day. Seriously? I wrote like 8 songs a day. Like, I wrote hella songs for this project. Wow. And when I finally, like, as the months went on, and I finally reached that point where I'm like, wow, I'm actually smiling today and I mean it. Which was when I got to the song called A Love Song. And it's like, I wrote a love song for you. Yeah. And it's a real beautiful song. Like, the album is very personal. There's some songs on there you probably wouldn't relate to, because I wrote it specifically for my mom. I wrote it for the funeral.
You'd be surprised. Yeah. That is so crazy. Yeah. How much you could relate to someone once you talk to someone. Like, literally right before we started talking, I said it's the antidote to ignorance is having these conversations. I'm really holding back tears because, like, I could say the same thing in a different type of just being real. I'm just a guy. I had literally the craziest type of meltdown. I'm the most confident person in my family. People look at me like I'm the baby in the family, and like my older brother and my older sister, they called me for advice and stuff like that to this day. And it's like, when I went through what I went through, they were like, whoa, you couldn't do that. And I feel the same way that you felt when it's like a presence that just told you couldn't do it. Like, I actually flatlined, so I actually technically did it. They actually had to bring me back. But it was like, when I came back, like, I was gone. I felt like the first thing I saw was my grandmother, who was gone. And, like, she just pushed me. And it's like, next thing you know, I'm in the hospital. So, yeah.
And that divine timing is real. It wasn't your time to go. I'm very happy to be speaking with you.
I'm happy as hell to speak to you, because it's so crazy that you just said you weren't thinking people were going to relate to that. That is so wild. How could the most talented people, I always hear this, the most talented people have, like, the most self-doubt when it comes to certain things in themselves. Like, y'all really don't see that sometimes.
I know my dad and my mom really, like, tried to instill modesty in me. Yeah. So I can't even give myself a big head if I wanted to, but I didn't think people would relate to it off of the simple fact that when I'm writing, it's like I want people to hear my words, especially like recently. It's like, okay, I want to make something that people can judge to. But I feel like when I'm writing, I'm like, this is really for myself. Like, this is for me first. And I feel like it always has to start with you, or it's going to be like fake. It's going to be fake, and people can feel that. Like, you may make a good club popper, but it's not going to stand the test of time, because it has no substance. Mm-hmm. So I just, at the time, and mind you, I lost my brother in 21, the end of 21. So early 2022 is when I put the album out on his birthday. And the album is I'm very intentional with numbers. It has 19 tracks on there. It has 17 songs, because that's how old he would have been. Okay. And then it has these 2 other tracks, the first one and the last one, which are not like, they're not songs, but they're like interludes and stuff to kind of give you an insight. And everything is intentional with how long each song is, because I believe in numbers.
I was about to ask you that. That's really in this, because I look at your, like, just a one track that's probably like 3 or 4 minutes long. Then you got one that's 2-3 minutes long, or you got another one that's 4, almost 5 minutes long. Yeah. Like, I listened to the 19 track one. I literally listen to everything on your YouTube, by the way. So, like, to the point where I'm like, she has a fucking Christmas album? Like, damn. Like, you really be working.
What, you want to know a funny story about that?
Yes.
I wrote that. I did the Christmas covers because I needed something to distract me from the loss of my brother.
Damn.
That was the first Christmas I had without him. And I could not cope. My mom did everything to, like, make it special, but you could feel that even the dogs in the house could feel it. Like, they just barked crazy. And I was like, I can't take this. I need to do something to distract myself. So in the midst of writing that album for him to dedicate it, I'm putting out a Christmas song every week.
Wow.
And I'm like, I was so overwhelmed, and some of them, I pride myself on quality, but if you listen, I'll be honest, some of them are not that great quality, because you can hear me crying in the back of some of them.
That's what that is.
You can hear me crying in the back of a lot of my songs, because I like the rawness of it. In the moment, I'm like, I'm too focused in my emotions to even be like, no, I gotta scrap that out, because this is my shit, this is my craft. I don't care about, oh, this is not what the radio will play, or this isn't gonna trend on TikTok, because at the end of the day, 20 years from now, this is going to be something that people can relate to. It's going to stand the test of time.
Yeah, I like that you're so you just you. like when it comes down to like your visuals and everything that you're saying now makes more sense now when I'm doing all of the research. And so like just going off of your visuals, like you have like just being for real, like the camera's not all, it's not holding this, it's not steady, you're dancing in your bed, you having all the fun, like you doing everything that's like, it's just you, like, and literally most of your videos, it's always just you in the front of the camera, just being you. That, have you always been like this? You this ain't no faking the phone. You've always been like this. I guess as little Cleöcrt, 5 years old Cleöcrt, proud of, I'm not gonna say your age, I don't know it, but my grandma definitely told me never ask a woman their age. But mature Cleöcrt, is baby Cleöcrt proud of who you are as a woman today?
I think little 5-year-old is proud of me. I've done some things that I'm like, I wish I could take them back, but I'm also happy for every mistake I've made. I think by the time I'm 40, I can look back and say, you know, I did everything on my own accord, and I think that's what I'm most proud of. Like, I never listened to somebody else telling me, like, don't do that because it'll make you look this way. Like, and that's something I went through with my mom. Like, don't do this because guys will look at you like this. And she was not wrong. I mean, people do judge. Like, she would tell me not to dress like this because I'm showing too much skin, and you didn't want guys to think that I was a whore. But I knew I'm not a whore. And if I was, it ain't got nothing to do with me. But, you know, I know what I do and what I don't do. So why should I have to, you know, conceal myself because other people feel some way? So one thing I can say that 5-year-old is proud of, that the 40-year-old will be proud of, that I'm proud of, is that anything that I've done it because I've done it with intention, and it was on my accord. And I can say that that's because I wanted to do it. I wasn't coerced by somebody else. I listened to myself, even if it did land me in a bad situation. It's something I got myself out of, God got me out of, and now I have that information to share with my future daughters, my little sister, my friends, because I was able to make those mistakes instead of being like, oh, I'm trying to live this pristine, clear life where I don't do anything wrong. Because that's not possible.
It's not. So
you might as well embrace those mistakes, embrace the shit that you're going to go through, do it, and learn from it, because this is life. Like, whether you believe you got one life or multiple, live it up. Like, do what you're going to do. So, yeah, I think my 5-year-old self would be proud. I think she's ecstatic, actually, because we're performing and we're getting paid to do it. I think she'd be ecstatic.
Go ahead.
So, yeah.
What was the first song you could remember? Like, it don't even have to be your song. What was the first song you remember word for word?
Ooh, it's a Prince song. No. Actually, I'm going to say Stevie Wonder. Prince is my favorite artist.
Really?
Hell yeah.
Wow.
But actually, I think it was Stevie Wonder, I don't wanna bore you with it.
I can't sing, but I know what you're talking about.
My dad had bought me an MP3 player when he found out that I love music and magic. This is like
back in the day.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
So he bought me a little MP3 player. It was real cute, and he's like, I want you to sing for me because you got this voice of an angel. I'm like, okay, Daddy, I'm gonna sing. And I put on Stevie Wonder. He had already downloaded a lot of his own music on there because we had the same music taste. I played Stevie Wonder, and I played that song all night. Like, I listened to that song. I think I had it on repeat, and I sang it like in the car the whole way home.
Yeah.
Like 80 times. And we finally get to the door, and this is something my friends sometimes will tell you. I will not shut up. I love to sing. I will perform for you all day. I will sing all day. I've had people book me for shows for like an hour, and I went on for 3. And they're like, thank you. And I'm like, I just couldn't get myself out. But I had sang that song like 80 times. We finally get to the door, and he's like, baby girl, it's about time to go to bed. You gotta like.
You mellow down.
He was like, I love your voice. Like, you've been singing all night now. You gotta relax. I'm like, okay, Daddy. And but as soon as I woke up, I was playing my music again. I was excited.
Do you think? I mean, I'm not gonna say it's a stupid question. Is your father proud of you? Would you say your father's proud of you?
I think about that all the time. I think about that daily. I ask myself, would my dad be proud of me? And I'm going to say with confidence, yes. I think because I do believe he's watching over me, I think that he is witnessing all the mistakes and things that I'm doing wrong. But I think he's also proud that I'm making those mistakes for myself and that I'm reflecting on them, because I reflect a lot, even over the smallest things. Like, I'll just say for layman's terms, like, oh, I overthink. But really what it is, I'm really reflecting on how I want to handle something or how I can go better about it.
Yeah.
I think he would be proud of me because I think right now he's witnessing the beginning of something. And like I said, I speak in terms of him still being here because I don't really believe in death. That's just part of my culture.
Yes, I respect it.
I think he is proud of me. And I have a mural actually in the city. And the first thing I could think of.
You have a mural of you?
Yep.
Where is it at?
It's actually. Do you know where Somerset is? Because I cannot
Yes, I know
remember.
where Somerset is.
It's literally on it. It's a park. I forget. I want to say Piet Park, but I don't know.
It's the park behind the brewery. Is it by the brewery?
Probably.
I know.
I've been
Okay,
there a
Somerset's
few
on
times.
McMicken. I know that street.
I can find you that. Shit, I can show it to you, but I can never remember the street name because I'm more of a like I see it so I can go
landmarks.
This way.
Yes, ma'am.
Landmark person. So, but yeah, I have it. It's a big ass mural.
That is a flex.
And it's my face.
Word.
It is, and the first thing I could think of when I seen it, because I had people calling me like, "Look, somebody painted you like you're a mural," and I'm waking up, I'm like, what? What's going on?
I'm definitely about to find this before I go home, because now I gotta get a picture of it.
It's dope, and they did it for Blink, so I was like, I was illuminated. The first thing I could say was, "Look, Daddy, I'm on a mural." Like, my daddy was a painter too. Like he did a lot of art forms. So it's like a moment to be like, "Look, Daddy, I'm alive again," and something that you do.
And look how the universe comes around full circle, dog.
Full circle.
That's so fucking beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Yeah, you got a story, girl. You got a story. No, seriously, I'm really happy that we got this convo, because I already know people know you, but it's like they don't know everything about you. And just being for real, like I love this shit, man. This is so dope. I love learning people's stories and just realizing, okay, we're all the same in some way. Not everything, but at least one way we all feel a pain in some way. We are happy in some way, and you're doing your damn thing. Now for real, because Cincinnati's culture and the music game is like legendary. James Brown, Bootsy Collins, Isley Brothers. Keep going on if you want to. You know, but it stopped. Now, in the 90s and the 80s, like we're naming people from the 70s, but 80s and 90s, that music stopped. Early 2000s, Cincinnati music wasn't getting the love. It's like a renaissance now coming back. What are you most proud of, or what do you see happening in the Cincinnati music scheme to where it's like, okay, the Midwest need to wake up and realize it's our time. It ain't Chicago's time. Memphis getting their love, but what about Cincinnati?
Whew, that's a big one. I'm gonna say this, and I might follow up. I think the biggest thing that I have noticed in the city of Cincinnati that I think we get harp on more. We're already doing it, but I'm like, this is really like push us forward. Is the unification of us all. Like when we all stop trying to be better than our neighbor, like that. Like, okay, I've had a lot of people say, like, you're the first artist on the scene that I've seen, like, really embrace that feminine energy. And I see a lot of other women doing it. Never seen that before. That makes me feel good. But I'm like, it makes me feel good because, not because it's like, oh, I'm the pioneer of sexy shit. It's not that, but more so like, women are they're okay with looking at me and being inspired. And, like, to be inspired by somebody, like you kind of got to drop your pride a little bit and be like, wow, I like what you're doing. I wanna take that and do it again, or amplify it, make it better. I want to learn it. I want to make it mine. I want to recreate it. And I think once we learn that it's okay to do that and work together, we out of here.
Respect.
And I've only fairly been like I'm still getting to know people. I'm terrible in names, so like I might know somebody and I do not know their name to save my life, but the stuff that I've been seeing in the city, like the different formatting of how people create their music, how they go about performing, and that's something I harp on. I'm a performer. Like I will stalk your performance because I wanna see where I can help you or see what I can take from you. I'll be watching people. I'll be doing homework, but I'm like, this city is beautiful. Like, and the music scene really is coming back to life. I think we're still lacking in some things. I don't think we have a scene for alternative R&B artists just yet, like we should. And honestly, even maybe jazz artists, because I do all of that, and I'm like, only times I feel like really comfortable is when I'm like performing my pop music, because that's like slides closer to hip hop. But once we like really embrace all of these music genres, the whole city will flourish. We ain't gonna have no choice but to flourish, and we're already doing so well, but I don't know. It's beautiful though to see it take off, and like just actually like when you sit back and think like, wow, I'm actually witnessing history right now because I'm a part of it. It's like, it's just crazy, and I can start name dropping, but I'm not gonna do that for the sake of I don't want to leave nobody out.
I got you.
The shit that people are doing is beautiful, and it's like y'all are really unifying and bringing people together, and I'm thankful to like even have the opportunity to be a part of it and meet so many people. So all I can say is like we just need to stop. Like, this isn't even a Cincinnati thing, because I've noticed people do this, like the crabs in the
crab in the barrel.
But like when we get together and stop putting ourselves up against each other, like, oh, I'm competing against your project, or people look at us like we're competitors, or I look at you as my competitor. Once we drop that whole attitude, it's gonna be an unstoppable mark.
Respect. Now let's play a game.
All right.
What's the first thing you do or think of when you wake up?
It depends on the day. The first thing I do or think of, usually I manifest. Usually I say my affirmations. Some days I'm groggy and I might not have the energy to get up, so I gotta really roll out of bed and be like, you about to like have an amazing day. Like, I gotta give myself this unbelievable energy where I hype myself up. Like, I go to the mirror and I'm a really calm person. People who like know me know that I'm like hyper calm. Like, I be having energy, but I'm also, my voice is so
You have
calm.
the softest voice I've ever interviewed. Like, I'm trying my best. I'm thinking,
I know,
okay, I hope this is gonna catch. No, you're good. Don't yell. This is gonna catch.
Yeah, like, that's the thing. Like, I have so much energy, and then my voice is like so soft that it's like, what's going on? So I'll be in the mirror and I'm like, you're that bitch, and I'm like hyping. And my sister come around the corner like, you gotta say it with your chest. I'm like, I am saying it with my chest. You're that bitch.
And this
She's
is the
like,
little
no,
sister, right?
She's like, say it with your chest. Say, you're that bitch. And I'm like, you're that bitch. Because like my voice is soft, so I get up, I hype myself up a little bit. You know, you just gotta tell yourself like, you the shit.
Okay.
And,
You
know,
are the
even
shit.
when you don't believe it, you gonna believe it.
Come on now.
But, like, so I do that. I give myself my affirmations. I might journal a bit depending on how much time I have. I am a full-time college student, so some days I'll be rushing out.
Respect. Where you at? UC?
Here.
Oh, you actually here?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
This is the Art Academy.
Respect.
So I go here. I'm in my third year. Cannot wait to finish.
You're almost done.
Every day I debate dropping out.
Congrats.
We gonna leave that alone.
You got it. You almost done,
But,
sis. You got it.
I make my breakfast. You know, you gotta eat. I'm a foodie. Like, I'm gonna eat.
What's your favorite thing to eat? That's not a question on there, but I'm asking it.
My favorite thing to eat is fruits and vegetables. I would be okay with the rest of my life, like, only eating fruits and vegetables.
Damn.
Although I do love some fish.
Like I said, I need me a white in
I love me some. I love jambalaya and gumbo. Like, I love like shrimp and shit. Like,
you from Cincinnati?
Yep.
You eat gumbo and shrimp?
I do.
Man, get out of here. Okay, I'm about to just. So I need to kill this question in Skyline or Gold Star. Do you eat any of that?
Not really, but if I had to choose.
What you choosing?
Hold on, I'm conflicted because like I got the hood side and I feel polished.
Now the hood is Gold Star.
The
I'm
hood is Gold
about to
Star.
say so.
I'm a gold.
Hey, okay.
Skyline still endorse me. You know, it depends though, because I don't really eat meat, so like whoever got the best veggie chili is what I'm gonna go with.
Respect.
So, would it be Gold Star for me?
Grippos or Lays?
You gonna have me kicked out the city?
Nah, you gonna say legs?
No, but like Grippos be stingy.
Ooh, what? Or the bag? I mean, it'd be like 4 chips in the bag for real nowadays.
Doing like that.
Man.
If I had to really choose, though, I guess Lay's got so many different flavors. But if we're going against regular Lay's,
yeah, just like the regular Lays.
Grippos.
All right, yeah. You still in the city? You still here? What was the greatest album ever made that's not yours?
Ooh, I wasn't gonna say that anyways, but that is hard. You know, I ask myself this a lot. Like, I'm gonna say, oh shit, that's a good question. Because I'm really like, I love music. I study artists because I do that. So I'm like, I never want to have too much pride where it's like, I don't want to listen to their shit. I make my own shit.
Then give a top 3 then. To make it easier on yourself, cause.
So how familiar are you with Prince?
My mom's favorite artist of all time.
Okay.
I have 4 Prince vinyls right now, and I was not lying.
Really?
Yes, I have his gospel album that was called Deliverance. I have Purple
That's how I
Rain.
know. Because everybody's always like, Purple Rain and like, When Doves Cry. And I'm like, okay, stop talking.
Yeah, that's the radio Prince.
Yeah, but we talking about real Prince.
Come on
like,
now.
Getting down to the unreleased shit and the scraps.
The stuff that just came out last year, I think it was.
They
was
dropped
like,
a lot of stuff from his archive.
Yeah, but it was like the America something, and they didn't want to release that, but it was so much on that, because you know, he was not doing anything unless, just being fair, they had to wait for him to die to release a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I swear that's how it was, because he wasn't releasing it like that.
He wasn't, because he was a perfectionist and he didn't like some of his stuff.
And it was his music. It was all him. Literally no record label got anything other than him.
So my top 3 album. Yeah, I'm a Prince fan. I'm a music fan. Like I like old school music a lot.
Yeah,
I like.
You got me with the Stevie Wonder.
Yeah,
You have old soul.
I love me some Stevie.
Okay.
So my top 3 albums though, if we going off of, it's so many things to go off of. You can go off of impact on like the world or on yourself. You can go off of artistic value, but even that is like tit for tat. Cause like artistic value is like. It's like beauty. It lays within the gold.
Go ahead now.
You gotta like. We all got our own value and what we consider art. But I'm gonna say that
Yeah, we're gonna get that answer.
This hard.
We're gonna get that answer though.
Hold on, let me just. Cause I'm trying to release cause I want to give you my favorite album, but I'm like, but do I consider that the greatest? Because
it's
greatest. Just my favorite. It is. He got this album called Emancipation.
Okay.
But I love that album because it really shows, like now we're in this era of like, make it radio, make it quick.
Yeah.
You know, people's attention span is short. But that was an album that had 7-minute songs, 10-minute songs.
Yeah.
And not only that, but you could tell he made an album.
Yeah.
Like, this was a storyline. And it wasn't no like 5-song Kid It Quit It. It wasn't on EP. It wasn't like just random singles put together. You could tell he knew how to put an album, a project together. So that's one of the reasons why I really like that project. Also like the words, like he's very intimate in it. And I'm not just talking about sexually. He's like, he's giving himself in that. I feel that way about all his projects. So I'm gonna be honest with you.
You are.
I want to give you an answer.
You good? Go ahead. Try your best.
I'm trying. I feel like I'm gonna go home and be thinking about it. Be like, let me text him my new
That's
answer.
cool. That's cool. Trust me. It's gonna be we're gonna come back in 1 year. And you're gonna give me the answer like, Silver, I finally got my answer.
I'm probably gonna be switching this answer up yearly.
Damn, hey, that's cool.
But thus far, from what I've heard, oh loud. What's the greatest album I've ever heard? Let me have a moment of silence.
You good. Trust me. When I tell you, this is what editing's for. We're gonna come back to that. How about that?
Okay.
We'll come back to that. Now, if you could name 3 things that you could use to survive on a desert island. Well, that's a stupid way to answer. I should have said, you have 3 things that you need to survive on this desert island. What are those 3 things for you?
Does water count, or like we just like, we know we need water?
Water's on the island.
Okay, water's on the island. Cool. I need my family.
Okay.
And when I say my family, I need my lover. I need my siblings.
Okay.
I need my fucking dogs. Like I need my lovers. I need my loved ones. And I say my lovers because
you love
spiritually, these are my lovers, like
Yeah.
soulmates, my twin flames. These are my tribe of people. I need music. But the music, I feel, will come with the noise. I'm synesthetic, so I hear sound. My brain does this thing where, like, when I hear sound, I see it.
Yeah.
So it does, like, patterns and shapes. That's why, like, when I'm talking, I'm always looking around, so I
Yeah.
literally can see it. Basically, I can see the vibrations that the sound is emitting.
Yeah.
So I feel like, naturally, because I'm around people, the music is going to come, because I can find music in anything.
That's dope.
So I need my family. I need those lovers.
Okay.
I'm gonna say I need music.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would go quite crazy if I didn't have music.
So you got your lovers, you got your music. One more thing.
And one more thing. I'm assuming food is on the island.
Well, I mean, you just said you like fishing, so I know you're gonna learn how to fish out there.
Actually, I used to fish a lot with my uncle.
Hey, what the hell don't you do?
Yeah, I used to fish. That was growing up, though. I don't know if I'm probably rusty now.
Hey,
But,
it's like riding a bike.
well, outside of that, I say I need a paintbrush.
Paintbrush.
Yep. Or
Word.
some type of pen. I need a writing utensil.
Word. Okay. Now, this is my only darkest question. I always ask this to everyone because I look at the yin yang sign a lot. I'm like, okay, as much as I'm dark, I'm white too. So we see people's obituaries and we already know, okay, you got the time that you're born, you got the time that you die, but it's that dash in the middle. It always intrigues me because like that's the thing that's your life, literally.
Mm-hmm.
That little symbol right there indicates your life. Everything that you did between the year that you're born and the year that you died. So Cleöcrt, when it's all said and done, what do you want your dash to represent for you?
I want the dash to represent the people that I've impacted. Like, I don't want it to just be like, oh, she was alive from so-and-so to so-and-so. I want it to be like, this is what she did from so-and-so to beyond. I don't even want there to be a follow-up date because, like I said, in my culture, I don't even believe in that.
Right.
But I just believe in reincarnation and like life forms changing into another thing. Because energy can't be destroyed, and I don't believe in heaven or hell, so I can't really like subscribe to that.
Yeah.
But if I had to say, I want that dash to represent what my life meant for people. I don't even want it to be about me. How can you look at me and like I want my sister to be like, one thing my sister taught me is to think. I want that to be something I always get on her, like, you gotta think, sis, even if it's the smallest thing, you gotta think about it. I want that to be something like, to this day, years to come, I want my sister to be like, one thing she taught me was to think. I want my mom to be like, one thing she taught me is to forgive myself, forgive others. I want my friends to say one thing she taught us is grace. To this day, like, not from this year to this year. That's what she, this is what she did for us. She did this, that, the other, or she built this gigantic home for the houseless people in the streets. I just wanted to be like a continuous impact that my children can pick up, or that I can leave for my family to continue on. I'm really big on as I've stated, like, I don't really believe in death. I don't think things can die. Because if you want to break it down from a scientific aspect, ain't none of this shit alive or dead anyways.
Damn.
But that's just when you get down to like atoms and shit. I'm like a little science nerd.
Hey, you definitely opening up.
When you break it down to like atoms and stuff, nothing is, the concept of being dead or alive is like not a thing. We're just literal beings. Consistently, like, our DNA strands and atoms in us are reshaping to be something else, compacting to make a smaller figure, or stretching out to make something larger. So, and I truly do believe in like energy, like the soul is an energy, a ball of energy, and I don't believe it goes to burn or goes to heaven and praise God. I think it finds a new purpose. Or sometimes I think it sticks with those people. Like when you got a soulmate, it's gonna wait for you. I think my dad was one of my soulmates because I can feel him. Quite frankly, I can feel him over my shoulder right now, like. But like I just I want it to be like that. Like I never really die. Like I've done something that will ensure that I'm here. Ageless. Yeah, I'm here with y'all. Like even if it's something as simple as I create some type of system to make sure we got clean water. I'm cool. If that's the last thing I do on earth, I'm cool. I just want to make sure we got water to drink so my kids can have some fucking clean water without worrying about dying. But I want that to stick with people. You are an inspiration. I gotta say it. You are an inspiration to me because, and to a lot of people who are going to see this. One, off of overcoming depression, that was one of my biggest things growing up. And then sharing your talent to the world. A lot of people sit on their talents. You ain't sitting on that shit. Keep going. You can't sit on it. Like, hell nah. Especially as talented you are, you can't do that. Yeah. When you got a purpose and you feel it, you really can't let anything deter you. And I've had my moments of being deterred. People telling me like these. If I'm put it quite like plainly, talking shit. I had some haters. I've always been the type. I've always been a social butterfly. I got along with everybody from all backgrounds because I tried to be understanding. I never like to be the one that was the eyeball out. So if I see somebody sitting alone, fuck my friend group. We'll talk tomorrow. I'm going to sit with them. Y'all can follow me, make new friends, whatever. I like people. I like talking to people. But I had a few people that were spiteful towards me for whatever the case may be. Mom, you got your parents in your ears like, baby, they just jealous of you because you're pretty. But growing up, you don't always want to hear it. It's like, Mom, like, you want friends, jealous of me. Yeah, like, and I want to make those connections. And I have a lot of sisters, so like making connections with women was never hard for me. Yeah. But then you get some women who don't have that same background as me, like where I value my friendship with women because of my sisters. Yeah. They don't have that same thing. They look at it like a competition. And I don't see nobody on this planet as my competition. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that 1 in a million. No, we 1 in 1. I'm 1 in 1 at least. You might be 1 in a million, but no. And I do have to ask you just because I'm not ignorant and just be real. Niggas gonna be one like, how the hell you get to talk to her and shit like that? Do you really see the natural instinct of intimidation whenever you talk to guys? It depends on where they are mentally. Normally, anyways. And does that bother you? Okay, be honest. I'll put it like this. I had an amazing dad growing up. Mm-hmm. My dad, I think he was like, I could be saying this because it's my dad, but I'm a daddy's girl. So, like, I think he was, like, really what I look for in a man. Like, I think he did a good job. So when I talk to guys, I walk up with no sweat. I don't really get nervous from people unless I'm, like, in love type shit. But
Yeah.
that, you know, I don't really be having that moment of like, oh, I'm intimidated because you so damn fine. That don't be me. Because I'm also like, you know, you physically attract somebody, but I'm also looking at your energy.
Yeah.
Do you fucking read? Do you take care of yourself? Like,
Do you
I want
brush
to know
your
these
teeth?
things. Do you brush your teeth? Like, you know, physical attraction will go so deep.
Yeah.
But when I'm talking to guys, I can feel that intimidation from some of them. Like, whether they're lacking in confidence or even they could be confident, but they see what I am and they're
Yeah.
like, nah, I'm confident. You just gorgeous.
Yeah.
So like it'd be like that, and like you make me a little nervous. And it's okay. It depends on how they go about it. Like I've had men and women who like, mainly men though, who are like disrespectful as hell because their confidence is low.
Yeah.
I forgive them for disrespecting me because they ain't really nothing against me. It's against themselves.
Wow.
It's against their mama. It's against them.
Damn. Bar.
So I forgive them, and I'm like, it ain't against me. Like, so I've had guys that'll try to talk to me, and then I'll be like, oh no, thank you. Like I just want them in my book, and they're like, well then fuck you, bitch. And I'm like, okay.
Feelings got hurt.
I'm like, okay, my love.
Little
And I
feelings
can't do
got
nothing
hurt.
about that. Then I meet men that I think are really, really intuitive. Those are the type of men that like turn me on. Like they're mentally aware of themselves, and you know they might approach me like, excuse me, miss, I see you reading a book. I don't mean to interrupt, but you look beautiful right now. Can I get to know you?
Take notes, niggas. I'm just being for
like
real.
you know, you can feel that confidence from it. And I get intrigued. Like, shit, read with me. Come sit
Yeah.
down. I'll share my book with you.
See?
But then, you know, you just got your different voice. I like to call them, because I don't even like to say I have some men who do this, some men who do that. I think those are the men and those are the boys. And I always try to explain this to my little brother, like, are you going to be a boy or are you going to be a man?
Talk that talk.
Because it's a difference, and real women can feel that difference. Like, you might be dealing with a woman that has daddy issues, and she might not know her worth. But I ain't got daddy issues.
See?
And I know my worth. My mama and daddy taught me it. And I'm not about to let you talk to me no type of way. You can come at me respectfully.
Your
I
little
don't care
brother's
how-
gonna remember that. He's gonna remember stuff like that. Seriously.
My
'cause
little brother a grown-ass man. He's 17. He better remember it.
He gonna remember shit like
He
that.
gonna remember it. I mean, he got plenty of sisters who should, you know, we can look up to show how he should treat a woman.
Yeah.
And we did have our dad in our life, so he should know. But, you know, in case he forget, I try to remind him, like, you know, don't go up to these girls like, hey, I see you in that miniskirt, you look good. Like, it ain't that. Because she's free to wear what she want, and that miniskirt don't define her. Like, she could be studying to be a scientist.
Nah, facts, though.
I mean, I'm in school to be a sculptor. I'm good at building shit with my hands.
That's crazy.
But, I mean, that ain't what I'm gonna do. But, like,
It's gonna be something that you could say.
but you would never be able to tell that I
Exactly.
sculpt, especially with, like, my long nails. You just would never tell. But that's just another way to show you don't know me.
Yeah.
Like, you can't
You gotta
judge
get a
people.
chance.
So I listen to people based off of how they talk, how they carry themselves. I don't go by how like they dress. I mean, I do to some extent. I do because I want to see if you care about how you look. Like,
Yeah.
if I see you got on like, you know, dirty underwear, I might be like, what's going on, baby? But I'm not judging you either because, you know, it be hard out here. Like, water expensive, I get it. But like, you know, so I do look at stuff like that. But it's not I'm judging you like, ew, you can't get with me because you don't have on the latest Jordans. Like that's childish.
Hey, I feel you. Some people have that. They have that mindset for it. You know,
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're mature enough to be honest and just think past that and look at people for who they are.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I think.
Because that's what's gonna last.
It is, exactly. Now we're gonna wrap this up. Like, I ain't gonna hold you much longer. I get my son to soccer too. But before we go, we haven't even talked about your latest project you about to drop. So this is the time. Let's close it out. Let's get some plugs in. What's the name of the project first and foremost?
How you know I was working on a project?
You told me.
Okay, so I keep my hands busy. I'm working on quite a few things, but I'm gonna skip over some of them because I like a little surprise.
That's cool.
I'm gonna give you something exclusive.
Yes.
I'm working on 2 projects
Okay.
back to back simultaneously. One is my project. I'll be honest with you. I'm turning 21 in August.
Respect.
So
Happy
I
early.
just turned 20, and like whenever I tell people that, they're like, "You're a child," and I am to some extent, but I'm a very mature kid.
Hold your
But,
weight.
so I got one project where it's like I've endured a lot of shit talking and jealousy from men and women, but mainly women who see me as a threat to their man or to their womanhood. Like, if I exist, they can't exist. Whatever. If I come somewhere looking nice, they can't look nice. So I have women who see me as competition. And this is like, I have a project that I'm putting out to like kind of talk my shit. I'm gonna let them know that I'm not your competition.
Yeah.
Not because I don't see you as competition, but you can't compete with me. So that's on that type of level.
Respect.
It's gonna be the only project I think for a while unless I come back up with this, because I don't like to respond to shit on the media. I don't like talking shit about people. I just put it into my art. So I got a project that's a pretty extensive project, and
Okay.
it's basically gonna be letting people know, like, I might be really calm, but don't mistake that calmness for like I'm gonna let your ass say whatever to
Yeah.
me, because I'm very aware of myself, and we can all get along until we can't. So like tread lightly. So
Talk
that's
your
what that
shit.
project is about.
Okay.
And it's people don't know it's coming out, but trust me, it's anticipated. It's highly anticipated because
Okay.
I've been through some things publicly that people tried to kind of, well, not publicly, but they tried to kind of bash my name, and you can tell it's jealousy because I don't mess with nobody. So people who know me are like, you just picking on her. But I think people are waiting for me to respond to whoever.
Yeah.
And that will be coming. And then I
Respect.
have this other project right after I talk my shit. It's gonna be like, okay, now back to our spiritual journey.
Type shit.
Because every once in a while you gotta release. So
Yeah.
like that little project is gonna be the release, and then I'm gonna take them back into the neo soul where I'm being natural again. So we
Okay.
can talk about that. And that project is gonna be titled "Where Are We Going?" It's a follow-up to my last project. We Can Go Somewhere.
Okay.
Honestly, it's completed. It's fucking beautiful. I low-key want to show you one, but
You can if you don't want to. If you don't want to, that's fine.
I low-key do. It's gonna be like an exclusive.
That's fine.
So it's really beautiful. I'm gonna just play you a song.
Yeah, that's definitely yeah.
It's
This
beautiful.
is a silver exclusive. Yeah.
It's so like I said, this is a follow-up to my last project, and this is not in the right order because I'm just gonna show you one. So this isn't the first song per se. But
All right, good. Thank you.
I met this guy, he was 10'5". We caught a vibe, saw his soul within his eyes. Went to a height, didn't know that I could fly. He got me right, it was only for a night. I met this guy, he was 10'5". We caught a vibe, saw his soul within his eyes. Went to a height, didn't know that I could fly. He got me right, it was only for a night. Was so extraordinary, straight out the ordinary. Energy was kinda scary. That's the kind of guy I marry. He approached me kinda shy, said I don't do this all the time, but can you make time tonight? Can I come into your life? Why not? I don't really do a whole lot. Gotta get the best you got. If you fighting demons, then baby, hell no. Let's spin the clock. Spend some time, secrets unlocked. How you move leaves me in shock. I can tell just by your walk. What you did to me, couldn't see it coming. That's a deadly thing. Benevolent, I sense it in your energy.
That's an exclusive from Miss Cleöcrt. What's the name of that song?
It's titled 10'5".
10'5". Okay.
I'm talking about a spiritual giant. I know it's like I want people to kind of think I'm talking about something sexual, and I am, but it's really about a spiritual giant.
I like that you're so honest with that though. Like, seriously, you went right back into like it doesn't matter how much you want to deny it. You really are. You carry that sex appeal on 10, dog. So like that's something you may not want to hold on, but you really are like the first Cincinnati female lady artists that are holding their weight with that shit. So keep that going. You may not want to hold it, but you are. You are gonna be the pioneer for sexy talk in Cincinnati.
Well, if that's the case, then I'm cool with that.
Take that shit and run with it.
I love it. Thank you for my gear.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take me some pictures of these.
Yeah, it's your silverware. Please do. I feel like that would definitely help out the marketing if you take some
then
pictures.
I got you today. I just got my hair done. I got
Respect,
you.
respect. The closeout literally is just literally you. I'm not answering no questions. It's you leaving off the show. You get in the show with a poem. You get in the show with, hey, y'all follow me, this, that, and the third. But I always leave the floor to.
You got me a poem.
Okay, bet.
I'm gonna do a poem.
Well,
and I'm gonna make sure it's short. I know you said you gotta get your son.
Yeah, but it's all good. We definitely in a good time frame. I'm gonna put that right here.
Okay. Alright, so this is a poem I did a little while ago. It's like a freestyle poem where I was just free writing, free flowing.
Okay.
So we're gonna see what the hell it says, because I don't know. It's those intergalactic lines that move through space and time, and my soul intertwines with all things around me. My soul sings a song only the bluebirds know. You can call me an old soul, an ancient artifact, and actually, a matter of fact, I'm the God that you pray to. Yes, I'm Jehovah because I birthed that nigga. Now my cookie's bitter because you won't sing my praise. And although you may glitter, you may shimmer, please consider I'm the biggest star, and my light actually does make your shit dimmer. We can debate this for days. We can debate this always. I'm blacker than kettle, I'm so lethal but gentle, and ain't shit coincidental, I'm here for a reason. Now listen, I created all things through the power of this pussy. Your daddy came from it, your auntie, and Will, you get it. I'm God. Some call me Jesus, but I really hate that shit. Why can't you just come out and admit you can't do shit without me? Pray to whoever, I'm the one with the trigger fingers, and move. One move and I'll make the dust you callin' shimmer, shimmer. Ain't no need to debate, because we can debate this for days. So, that's called intergalactic lines.
Oh.
Like I said, it was free flow. And I write a lot of poetry. I tend to not like do anything with it unless I put it into a song. So that's probably going to stay as a poem in my journal. But yeah. So I guess I can give them my social media handles.
Yes, you can.
For those that are just now having the opportunity to see me in interview, I am Cleöcrt. That is spelled Cleocrt. And you can follow me on all social media platforms under that name, Cleocrt. Thank you for having me.
Perpetrating a fraud.
Yeah.
No, I ain't. I put the crack in the Liberty Bell.
Yeah.